Ladies and gentlemen, I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. I, as I just told you, am absolutely terrible at getting eggshells off hard-boiled eggs. Like, that is the reason why I don't eat hard-boiled eggs, because I am that bad at it. This is the greatest accomplishment of my life, and I'm very happy to share it with you. I know that doesn't sound very impressive, but it's the truth. So, I was actually able to really easily break these parts up: eggshell, yolk, and the egg whites. And just so you guys can see, the egg whites are as clean as I could get them. And a few things I know some of you are thinking, Mr. Taylor, I see that there is moisture on these paper towels. That, of course, will impact the mass. That is absolutely correct. Eggs do contain an amount of water, and because we just heated them up and the water got heated, there is a chance that anything water-wise could have evaporated and changing the mass. That could have been the reason why we are 1.2 grams off right now as well. Also, you know that there is a membrane between the egg whites and the shell. For the sake of this lab, I'm not going to extract that. That's way too difficult, so we are going to count that membrane as part of the shell. And I believe, for what it's worth, you can see part of it right there. But we will count that. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to mass our egg whites. Again, this has already been zeroed, because we talked about that a few times already. 33.4 grams. Making sure it goes back down to zero. The yolk, and part of that yolk actually just broke off, so I'm going to get as much of that as I possibly can, which means my hands are going to be a little smelly, but I'm doing this for you. 15.7 grams. 15.7 grams. And again, very gingerly, because I don't want that to break off. We can see that there's still some there, so I have to get that off, because every little bit of the mass counts. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, I'm going to put my camera down for a second so I can do that. Sorry about that. And right now I'm putting the eggshells on. Again, the eggshells are even more fragile, so I apologize that you're not really seeing me do this. But again, I want to make sure I'm getting every single piece of eggshell that I possibly can. I got about 3 or 4 tiny pieces to go. I got 2 left, and I just picked those up. And I got a mass of 5.7 grams. Well, if we look at it, let's see how our calculations were. I'm using a calculator that's on my phone right now, and I have 33.4, 15.7, and 5.7 grams, which brings us to a total mass of 54.8 grams. 54.8, which means we're obviously missing some other parts as well. So, for the rest of this lab, we're going to go through the calculations, and we're going to go back to the original 57.4 that we had, and we're going to see how much was an eggshell, how much was the yolk, how much is egg whites, and how much can we not account for at this moment. Again, to be honest, especially with the egg yolk, very powdery, there's a chance I'm missing some mass there. And again, we talked a little bit about the water and about the moisture that's being collected right here. That was part of the original numbers. So the rest of this lab is calculations and seeing how much of each part were egg whites, egg yolks, and the shell. Again, this is the greatest day of my life. I've never done anything this good in my entire career.